look like a boy. Look at me with my center part and my low bun. Hi everyone. Happy weekend. It is a nice Saturday. I don't know, what day is it? You'll see it in the timestamp. Also, I have forgotten to adjust my camera for daylight savings, so this is always gonna be an hour late unless I fix that, which I doubt I will. I've been having a stupid day so far. I've just been in a really foul mood. Like, I woke up and my cats had knocked over a vase of my flowers and then like dragged them around the house. So now there's just flower petals everywhere, and I know I could just clean it up, but instead I'm choosing to be cranky about it, so. I'm currently in the middle of House of Earth and Blood by Sarah J. Maas. I'm just about 400 pages into it. There's 800 pages, so I'm only halfway. This book is about this girl named Bryce who lives in a world that has all these fantastical creatures, like literally anything you could name. She's a partier, like no one really takes her seriously because also she's a half-fae. It's like a whole Hermione thing where like she's a half-blood, but her best friend and roommate is Danica, who is the leader of a werewolf pack, and she and her pack one night get brutally murdered, and she's the only witness. And so she and Hunt, who is I think they're technically the police, they're like this group of angels that deal with crime and, you know, hunting people. They have to work together after the fact to find out like who did this and what was their motive. They're having to work together. It's very much the vibe of like this very cynical, pessimistic warrior dude versus like this sarcastic, upbeat female main character. So quite stereotypical of Sarah J. Maas characters, if you ask me. I've been enjoying it for the first couple hundred pages, but I'm now at a point where I'm just like on information overload and it's going by so slow right now. I've heard that this book is kind of just okay until you get to around page 600, so I'm really just holding out for that hopefully plot twist that happens. I'm gonna keep it real with you, Chief. Right now it's like a 3-star book. It's just so typical of Sarah J. Maas. Like, it's this girl who's like, I don't need a man, I am strong. But then she's literally assigned a male angel to like watch over her every move so she doesn't get hurt. So it's like the character will say one thing, but then the action of the book will do another thing. It's like, yeah, you don't need a man, but there's literally a man on your roof right now watching over you. I'm also having difficulty with the world because it's this fantasy world where the characters also have technology, and so they'll be like, let me go fly over to her house and like bring my magical creature, but then call her. And I feel like I need like my modern stuff to be separate from like ancient stuff. So the fact that they're trying to find this like ancient demon that's like super lethal versus them being like, hey, we should go watch TV. I'm like, people are dying. That's my thoughts on that. I'm also almost done with a middle grade book called Dear Sweet Pea by Julie Murphy. And this one is about this girl named Sweet Pea whose parents are getting divorced. And so she's going through a lot of turmoil at home right now. And her next door neighbor, who has an advice column in the newspaper, is going out of town and asks Sweet Pea to like watch over her house and to send her mail to her. And while she's doing that task and also dealing with this divorce and like her friend group at school is in like this weird funky cahoot because they're all transitioning from middle school to high school, she reads the letters that her neighbor gets and decides to answer a few of them because she knows the people sending them. Then it's just a whirlwind into some drama. So I think it's a cute book. I really wish I would have read it when I was young because it focuses on the topics of like your friends changing as you get older and how you have to like embrace that change. It also talks about like Sweet Pea is fat, and so it talks about like searching for clothes when you're a kid and like feelings of estrangement because nothing's in your size. So I just feel like I would have really identified with this when I was younger. Not that it doesn't have any merit or value now, but I mean, I'm an adult reading a book for 11-year-olds, so it's a little bit cheesy, but still very cute, very realistic. Okay. I know we're already seeing what this is, but can we talk about this box? Literally was open like this when I went and got it. Todd Maffey posted on her Instagram story that she's working with this box company, which I'd never heard of before. It's called Beacon Book Box. She said that these were going fast and she's like contributing items that should be in it. And I don't know if she had like a hand in what artwork was in here. I think this is the only box I've seen that's doing like Imagine Me stuff, because after Define Me, I think everyone gave up because we were like, oh, okay, good. It didn't fall out. Oh, when you see Bay's ear. So this is my Beacon Book Box Imagine Me edition. So this was like a $60 box. It was hefty. So like this shit better be worth it. I want to see my Kenji blanket. Gordo, it's Kenji time. Oh would be the vain one to be like, can you put my face on an entire blanket? He would approve. That's actually some pretty fine ass art. Nice. Okay, so far so impressed. This is still really heavy. I know there's a copy of the book in this. I think it's signed. What are these? They're bookends. I've been wanting bookends for so long. You don't know how many different ones on Depop I've looked at. Now I get shattery ones. Oh, that's cute. So it's I am scared crossed out and then I'm strong. The next thing I see is a towel. First of all, I hope it's like a hand towel because I am fat and it's not gonna fit around me. What the fuck? Oh, it's a bath towel. That's so cute. Okay, that's so thoughtful. Like everyone does soap or like a bath bomb or like typical bath shit. This person pulled out a whole bath mat that says I spent my life folded between the pages of books. Genius. I already have a bath mat. Am I gonna put this over it? Yes. Will this inevitably also become a cat bed? Yes. I didn't even know you could customize bath mats. So while I was pulling this out, I felt something in the box. I felt coasters. Is this Adam? I might throw this one away, unless it's Kenji, I can't tell. Okay, so that's a person, I don't know who these are, I'm a fake fan. There's my girl, okay, there's Juliet. She looks so old. She looks like she's 30. The coaster I'm going to be putting my drink on. He do be making me thirsty though. And then I think this is Nazira? Yeah, okay, the Nazira. They all have like the same face shape of like the gaunt jaw. So this has gotta be, is this Kenji or Adam? It's gotta be Kenji. I'll read the card when I'm done, but I'm too scared of getting spoiled on the rest of it. See, I like when it's useful shit like this and not like a bath bomb. If I'm paying 60 bucks, give me reusable shit. Okay, next, there's so much in here, holy shit. Okay, yeah, we got a tote bag. Books are easily destroyed, but words will live as long as people can remember them. I put this on the whiteboard in the writing center back when I worked there. I love this quote so much. That's so cute. God, I got the golden ticket. This is a bookmark that said, words I think are such unpredictable creatures. And it's like the Willy Wonka golden ticket font. So next I'm seeing kind of what's expected. We got some soap in the flavor black raspberry vanilla. I don't love it. Will I use it? Maybe. I don't hate it. I don't love it. At least it's not the god-awful like gardenia and mint that everyone does. And then it just smells like Lysol. So we've had worse. We've had worse. And we were all expecting soap, so I'm fine with it. I see a candle. The Reestablishment is a candle scent. In a book where we abolished the Reestablishment, we have a candle called the Reestablishment. It's like what a guy's car would smell like, or like what Aaron Warner's closet would smell like. So maybe it's truthful. I don't know who thought of the Reestablishment though. I see an art print at the very bottom of here. Is this signed? Shut the fuckity uppity. I got one of 500 of these bent art prints that they shoved in there. It's her in the, okay, I shouldn't be like freaking out about her in the cell, but like it's signed, it's one of 500. She did not look this cute in the cell. Like, let's just be real. Someone did her a lot of justice, but that is not what that looked like. Okay, now at the very bottom, I have the book, which it has a normal cover, so I wonder if underneath there's a different cover design, or maybe I'm just hoping that there's a different cover design. We got some character cards. So again, Adam or Kenji, I don't know. Miss Nazira. They're together. Whoever gave Warner the flattest ass ever, I want to talk, but other than that, is that Kenji? Kenji's got long hair. That's cute, the character cards with the little Imagine Me stuff on the sides. I fuck with it. Now, before my camera dies, I need to see if there's a cover design on this. Please, 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 please. Are you serious? It's not? Okay. Wishful thinking. Well, at least I got a signed one. But yeah, that's everything. I didn't get a single goddamn Brinston fan art, but we've had worse. I need to check, who is it on this coaster? Is this Adam or Kenji? Okay, Juliet, Kenji. Why are you saying Aaron instead of Warner? I hate that. Okay, so it is Kenji. He just looks white. Okay, that is everything. I kind of wish I got my book art, but you know what? We got a lot of other art. I got a numbered limited edition print signed by Tahara. I'm gonna go snuggle my boy. Good morning. Just for the sake of not being stuck on the same book for a whole other week, I'm gonna try my hardest to get even further into the Sarah J Maas book I'm reading. So I'm on page 478, only 130 pages until this supposedly plot twist, or like whatever makes this book worth reading when you get to 600 pages. Like 10 minutes ago, I burped and hiccuped at the same time and it threw up in my own mouth, and it was a little bit better than this book. I'm just bored. I'm so bored. I don't know what I want to be different. All I know is that it's just not it. There's moments of depth to these characters, but they're just so bland for some reason. I think Sarah J Maas peaked at Akamath. I'm just gonna say it. I think she peaked. It just finished raining, so I'm gonna take you out on my balcony. It's a little later. I read out on my balcony for a little bit. I got to a shower scene, so the book is now better, which proves that in any book, nudity will make me more interested. Anyway, I need to introduce y'all to a concept called the crescent witch. I talked about this on Twitter. I have relish on my shirt. Gross. We're tucking that in. I talked about this on Twitter, but I have the new best invention and I'm opening a restaurant and y'all are all invited. The ingredients you will need are a croissant and ice cream. If you're like me, you get lactose free. So you're gonna put your ice cream on the croissant. And yes, I know it's 11 a.m. You can have a croissant witch any time of day. Then you put your other half of the croissant back on. And now you've got yourself an ice cream sandwich and a croissant. Or as I say, croissant witch. It took me a second to realize why this is so good, and then Bonnie came through with the facts. It's like a cannoli. When I'm rich and famous, just know it's because the croissant witch. I made it to page 516 of this bad boy. I guess I just wanted them to focus more on their feelings and not on the murder. I'm just not a fan of murder mysteries. Like, kill me. So update, that plot twist was underwhelming. I actually like this book less after that scene. I was hoping the book would like pick up and pace or something after page 600, but I feel like it's just gonna be on the downhill from here on out. But I'm really dreading this week of work. Like, I have a meeting on Wednesday that I have to prepare for, and I'm already just like super anxious about it. So this book is helping me forget about my nervousness. So I'm gonna keep reading. I think I want to finish this or try finishing this today, but yeah, I'm like 150 pages from the end, and Gordo clearly is not getting enough snuggles today. Oh bud. It's the next day and I finished a lot of reading last night, but I didn't update because I was on FaceTime with friends. So here's my overarching update. I finished it. I think I'm gonna give it 3 stars. So it's a mystery book, which I knew going into it, but it's just not my jam. I just get so bored because I'm like, I don't care who killed her, she's dead. And it's one of those books where you think you found the killer, you think you've uncovered some clues, and then it's like, here's new information that changes everything. And it does that like 5 times. As you know, it's 800 pages. So I just got tired of things constantly changing and people being pitched as evil, but then they're redeemed again. I told you this, but the big plot twist that happened at 600 pages was not that interesting. It kind of made me upset. Like, in the end, it was kind of cool. Like, I liked seeing the action at the end of it. I just wish that would have happened 300 pages sooner. Also, this book blue-balled me for 800 pages. We did not get a single sex scene. Sarah J Maas.
I am disgusted.
So, do I recommend it? It low-key could read like a standalone if you just want to read it like a standalone because it wraps up nicely. But yeah, I'm pretty underwhelmed. I just thought a lot of the dialogue was cheesy. It was just a little bit too silly in a book that's supposed to be like, these people are murdered and it's brutal and she's recovering from trauma. It just is completely at odds with the way the characters talk to each other, like constantly sarcastic and constantly making jokes. And also like the technology in the world really cheapens it for me. Which is a me problem and not the book's problem, you know? But I finished another book last night. I don't know if I mentioned, but I had been reading Dear Sweet Pea by Julie Murphy, which is a middle grade book. I'm pretty sure I talked about this and I have nothing new to add. I think I'm gonna give it like 4 stars. It was really cute. So yeah, Dear Sweet Pea was a nice middle grade book. Like I said, I wish I would have read it as a kid because I think I could really relate to it. All the topics about like your friend group shifting as you get older and all this stuff, like not being selfish. I thought there were a lot of good messages for kids. So I finished that. And I've been saying for weeks, I really want to finish the Nevernight series. And now I have the last 2 books and I can just jump into them and finish them. But I wanted a palette cleanser. So last night I started just like experimentally to see if it would stick, and it did. The Worst Best Man by Mia Sosa. This is a book about a wedding planner named Lena. When she was getting married, she planned her own wedding and everything. The morning of, she woke up and her fiance is nowhere to be found. And the fiance's brother has to explain to her like, hey, Gordo, we got drunk last night and I said some things to him and accidentally persuaded him not to marry you. As her wedding planning business continues to thrive, she ends up getting an offer for a job, but it's like a really involved interview process and she has to team up with someone to like create a mock-up. This is all very jargony, but basically the 2 brothers re-enter her life like in a business way because she has to work with them at this new position. And she has to team up with Max, who is the brother that convinced his brother not to get married to her. So we all know that I have a thing for girls breaking up with boys then dating their brother. So I actually read pretty far into this last night. I'm at page 184, so more than halfway. I like it so far. It's not my favorite. It's very funny and engaging. The main character is Brazilian, and so you get to see her culture and her family a lot. This book made me so hungry last night because every other page it's like, here's them eating cheese-filled bread and like all this stuff. So I like how her culture is involved in it, but also it's cute and funny. It's a little bit insta-lovey. It's a little bit cheaply written, like things will happen really conveniently. Right now, they just traveled 2 hours away to go tour a venue for her job, and they ended up having a car breakdown, so they have to stay together in a hotel overnight, and coincidentally, the hotel is doing a couples retreat, so they're having to pretend to be a couple. It has a good message. It talks about like second chances. The Shatter Me bookmark just yeeted itself across the planet. Anyway, it talks about like second chances and being a woman of color. The main character has referenced that she has an ex-girlfriend, so I think she's like bisexual, which I love her. So this is just like a fluffy 4-star read that is exactly what I wanted it to be, just like a palette cleanser. So I'm sure I'll finish this tonight or tomorrow. It's so fast. I am alone at work. My entire department's gone, but I have a lovely baked potato and a salad for lunch. Might as well delve back into her. I'm still trying to figure out, why is this Willy Wonka font? What's a golden ticket? Like, it's a Shatter Me quote. I'm so confused. Anyway. Hey girlies! I'm home from work. My dad surprised me, and when I came home from work, he was here cleaning my apartment for me. Girl! Did I walk in on you cleaning your cooch or what? I read a teensy bit while I was on lunch break at work. Then I got to a sex scene and my male coworkers were in the room and I was like, we're gonna hold off. We're gonna wait. I'm not liking the sex scene at all. It's so cringy. It's the type of scene where like they talk to each other but their dialogue is so cheesy that it's like, just stop talking. Like they were taking off their clothes and the guy grabbed her shirt and was like, what's under here? Can I see? It just makes them feel so childish and I'm like, oh no, that was bad. That was really, really bad.
This is bad. This is very, very bad. This is really bad.
So at this point, I'm just reading it because it's like cute, fun, sassy, like whatever. But the dialogue is getting cringier and cringier. I know if I lay down in bed to read this, I'm gonna fall asleep. But shit's kind of comfy though. I will say shit's kind of comfy. Good evening. I forgot to mention to y'all that today we had an all-staff meeting. We all got bonuses. So I got a hefty bonus. It was like so much more than I thought. And also the CEO wrote me like a personalized little note on my piece of paper telling me how much I got. So I feel super happy. Like I feel recognized for all the hard work I've been doing. And I know I've complained about how hard it's been. So it's like a moment of recognition. Then my boss texted me afterward and he was like, hey, you deserve that, just so you know. So I'm feeling good work-wise. Also tonight I found this acne spot treatment healer that I've been looking for like months. I really wanted to finish my book tonight, but I just did not get there. I'm on page 254 and I'm kind of bored. I got to the sex scene. It was really underwhelming and really cringy. So now I'm just kind of like, well, what's the point? There's still like 100 pages left of stuff to resolve and I'm kind of emotionally checked out. I'm tempted to just DNF and then start the book that I want to read, which is Godsgrave, the next book in the Nevernight series, which I know I'm gonna devour, but I'm gonna continue onward because I know it's just gonna be fast and I might like it in the end, but it's setting up to be just like a 3-star, fluffy, not that impressive romance, but you know, it's the palate cleanser that I wanted. Hello, my fellow toads. So at the point that I was in this book last night, I think that I just was at a boring part when I picked it up and I was like, oh, I don't want to finish this. But then I actually got more into it and it was better, so I think I just hit a wall, but it's not as bad as I said it was last night. I was just cranky because it really showed its true colors at the sex scene, because I was like, oh, this is not going to be a 4-star book. It's just not that realistic, not really plot-wise, but just the way the characters talk to each other feels so stunted. It feels like it's one of those books where it's the author using characters as marionettes rather than actually creating true characters. But I also wasn't expecting this to be my favorite book of the year or anything, so it's just gonna be quick to finish up, and then by the time I'm done, I don't think I'll have much to add because I'm pretty much reviewing it right now. That's my tea. I just want to say good morning, and I read some last night, and now I gotta go to work and do the work things. Remind me to never use this moisturizer ever again because I look like a greasy mess. Hello. Pardon me while I get my asparagus from the oven. The asparagus is prepared. I have leftovers from our provided lunch. I don't know why I heard that to the tune of, I'm working, bitch. I am for sure finishing this tonight. No excuses, no TikToking. And then I'm gonna start Godsgrave. I don't know if I've mentioned it, but tomorrow I have a presentation for an outside company and I am gonna be so nervous. Good morning, everyone. I really want to start this vlog like it's coronation day, but it's presentation day. I think I just broke my camera, but at least I didn't hit the car that I didn't realize was behind me. Today I have that seminar I've been dreading. This vlog is not about WhittyNovels being nervous about going to work. This vlog is about reading. Last night I did finish The Worst Best Man by Mia Sosa. This is one of those books where every time someone asks me about it, like I did an Instagram live yesterday and they were like, oh my god, talk about what you're reading. It's like almost not worth it. Like it was just so average. Like I don't recommend it really unless you want to read about Brazilian heritage and like, I don't know, second chance romances, even though I feel like this one was just so bland. After they had sex, like the last 100 pages just really dragged on for me. It's one of those books where it just needs to be longer to get you to feel something for the characters. Like they don't have any like super important scenes that anchor you to like care about the characters. It didn't go the full mile to make me fall in love with it. But this morning I started Godsgrave by J. Kristoff. Already I'm back to loving her. I like that the narrator considers the reader like an active reader, because the book starts out with the narrator being like, oh, you're back, welcome, I know you remember everything that happened in the last book. For the people who aren't as smart, here's a recap, and it gives you a character guide. And there was even a line where it was like, we are back to our adventures and our murders, and also a little bit of tasteful smut thrown in. So it's just like so self-aware. I don't know why, I just love it so much. I feel like that's the reason why everyone loves it, but I'm like a chapter into it. I'm already intrigued. I knew it would be good. So welcome home to my humble abode, aka my backlit living room. I rushed home so I could put a marinade of chicken in the fridge, which is the most suburban white mom thing I've ever said. I was Googling at work, like, what can I make with feta and chicken? And since Bonnie likes to make fun of me that I can't just make my own recipes, I followed a recipe. I got a little bit into Godsgrave while I was on lunch break. I'm on now page 32. And I was aware that this book was gonna have a threesome, but I was not aware that it was gonna take place in chapter 1. It was an interesting lunch to say the least. Yeah, I'm loving it so far. I miss J. Kristoff's writing. You heard me talk about it this morning. It's just such a fun world to be in, and I love Mia, and the narrator's so cool. One thing I came home to is this. I don't know who this is from. Bonnie says it's not from her. I don't think I ordered anything, and it feels like a paperback, so. Who sent this? Oh my gosh. This is from my friend Sonia. Sonia and I have the same exact reading taste in romance books. I don't know if we've read anything else that we agree on, but I'm probably gonna love whatever book this is. I was just talking about this, Sonia. I literally, Bonnie confirmed this verbally. Was I not just talking about this book and whether or not I should buy it?
We were just talking about it.
I was just talking about it, thank you. This is Abby Jimenez's sophomore novel. I read, this is blurbed by Casey McQuiston. Shut the front door. I'm not okay. I read The Friend Zone by Abby last year and it was like my favorite romance of the year, other than Red, White, and Royal Blue, which is what it's blurbed by, so like, hello. So this author writes like the funniest but most angsty and the best. What if this book sucks and I'm just hyping it up? That would be terrible. But I cannot wait to read this book because its author made like one of my favorite books of last year. I think this is also in the same universe. It's like, it is, because it's the main character of the other book's friend. I'm really not okay. I cannot wait to read this. I know I said I would read all of these back to back, but what if I need another palate cleanser in between? I know this is about a woman named Sloane. I can't talk about the synopsis because it spoils the first one. Don't read the synopsis for this if you haven't read the first one. So I think she finds a lost dog or something, and then the owner reaches out to her and is like, hey, I'm a musician on tour in Australia. Dean Lewis is the love interest, not clickbait. I didn't finish my sentence because typical me, but basically he was like, oh my god, that's my dog, give it back. And she was like, no. But like she now thinks the dog is hers because she's like, I found the dog. I don't know. It's a romance book. It's gonna be a rom-com. It's also gonna have like deeper undertones and like, I can't tell you what the undertones are because it'll spoil book one, but it's gonna be so good. It has a dog in it. It's a guy with a music career who's from Australia. My Australian accent is so good. That was literally New Zealand, but I tried. I'm so excited. So I'm gonna go pester Sonia and tell them thank you so much. So as I said, I have an hour to wait for my marinade in the fridge. So back to death and threesomes. Let's transition away from the dogs and musicians and cute summertime stuff and go back to like death and gore. Happy Friday! I couldn't find my camera yesterday. It dropped behind my couch after I filmed that last clip. So instead of looking for it, I gave up. I just ate my weight worth in Chinese food because I found out the place next to me delivers for free. Hello, cholesterol, nice to see you. Today at work was good. Busy, but good. I don't think I got much further into Godsgrave than I was last time we talked. I'm on page 80, but this is gonna be my priority this weekend. I don't know if I'm gonna stop and read a book in between this one and the last one, but I was thinking while I was reading this at work, this is one of those rare books where I'm not thinking about how many more pages I have until it's done. I'm not thinking about, am I enjoying this? Am I enjoying this? Every page. Like, it's just strictly fun. I'm so addicted to the characters and the world is now easy to understand to me. And there's so few books that like help me get lost that way. I want to see if I can finish this weekend because I'm gonna try and do weekly vlogs again where like every Monday I stop filming no matter what point in the book I'm at. So let's do that. I fell asleep last night, like my phone wasn't plugged in, I didn't take off my makeup, like it was just a whole hot mess. So today I woke up, I had breakfast, I washed my face. I read for a couple hours and I'm now on page, where the fuck is my book? I'm on page 166 now, so I'm almost halfway. There's nothing to add. I'm loving it. But I've reheated some fried rice. I just wanted to update that I'm awake. I'm reading, I'm enjoying some delicious cuisine, and I literally have no complaints about this book. It is so fun to read. It's weird because this book is going in a completely different direction than I thought the series would go, but it's still really fascinating. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna finish it today. I'm not gonna focus on cleaning or like normal weekend shit. And depending on how bad the cliffhanger in this is, which I've heard it's like life-endingly terrible, maybe, no pun intended, I don't know. I still don't know if I'm gonna dive straight into book 3 or not. Hi, mini Amazon haul. I ordered some stuff, but it said it wasn't gonna arrive until mid-May. So I decided to treat myself a little bit, much to my mother's chagrin, because she was like, you need to save up money for your car. And I was like, I'm not gonna do that. So the first thing I got, I've been wanting a pair of these bad boys, so I just decided to go for it. I got a pair of blue light blocking glasses for working on my computer all day. I've always been so jealous of people who wear glasses because I want to wear glasses so bad. I feel like it completes my English major book reader aesthetic, but I was just plagued with good eyesight. Back in college, I bought this pair of fake glasses from Forever 21, but they're like comedically big. So I bought these. All right, you ready? Let's see. I don't know how I feel about it. I'm seeing myself in the viewfinder and I'm like, oh. I don't know, is it cute? I should have gotten black. I was too brave with the pink. But this is my ideal aesthetic. I just need to be holding a book now. I have one more thing. I don't know. This feels like a book. And I didn't order a book. Because the other things I ordered are like a blender. And I don't think this is a blender. There's a note. It's from my wish list. Oh my god, it's Bonnie. So I have, shut the front door! So happy. Speaking of wanting romance books that just came out and not wanting to pay for them, I can't wait to read this. This is called You Deserve Each Other by Sarah Hogle. It sounds so good and everyone is raving about this. Bonnie read this and loved it. So this is about a couple named Naomi and Nicholas. They're engaged to get married in 3 months, but over the few months that they are nearing their wedding, they have slowly grown sick of one another. But the twist is whoever breaks off the relationship has to be the one to pick up the bill of the wedding for all the non-refundable stuff that they've already reserved. So they're both like reluctantly in this relationship, knowing that neither of them wants to be in it anymore, but the fact that they are sick of one another but also forced to stay together like sort of rekindles their love for one another. I think the synopsis says it best. It says, because they now have nothing to lose, they're now finally being themselves. It's pitched as lovers to enemies to lovers. Hello? Oh, hi, thanks for checking in. I'm still a piece of garbage. So yes, I transitioned to which couch I'm sitting on, so now I'm over here. I'm done with Godsgrave. This book. Please make fun of me for continuing to wear these glasses first of all, but they make me feel smart. Up until like the last 10 pages, I was like, what's the plot twist? But then the last 3 pages is like, boom, bam, bam. So now I get it. I get it. I get it. Wow. Interesting. I liked it a lot. It's gonna be 5 stars. So this book felt a little bit repetitive because it's like, it's hot. They're training. They go to a competition. They train again. They go to a competition. They train again. So it was a little bit cyclical. It wasn't like the first book where there was like a bunch of different stuff happening. It felt like the same thing happening over and over, just with different characters and different circumstances. As always, I think it's really smart. I like the discussion of like the anti-hero and like she makes bad choices because she's selfish and like has her own vendetta. The series really does keep you guessing, and I think that's what the draw is for everyone. Like it just, you'll think it'll go one way, then it's completely the opposite. And the reason why it's also difficult to review these books like as I'm reading them, and the reason why it's hard to say anything about it, is because like as I'm reading it, I'll think of something like, oh, I don't really like that. But then 50 pages later, some new information is revealed that like changes everything. So it's like, oh, okay, so that makes sense. So I could have come on and vlogged and been like, oh, I don't like that Mia did this. But then 50 pages later, it's like, oh wait, no, I understand why she did that now. There was more information that we didn't know. Book 3, let's go. Hi, you're currently inside my microwave. Sorry if there's a weird echo. I didn't really update all day today. I look like this, first of all. I wanted to end off this vlog by talking about celery. I'm making like chicken and dumplings and it calls for celery, and I haven't had celery since I was a wee lass, and I did not like it. So I tried some earlier and it was kind of good. So I made an antless ant on a log, just peanut butter in it. Why does that kind of slap? Never in my life would I talk about liking celery. That's literally just what this vlog clip is. It's just like footage of me enjoying celery for the first time. This vlog is not sponsored by celery. In my viewfinder, I like the way I look, but I'm probably gonna edit this and be like, girl, I look like a rat. You look cute, bitch. Shut up. I have like 3 minutes before I have to go finish my recipe, but let's talk Dark Dawn. I made it to page 54, and I love it. I don't know what you expected. I've been really enjoying this series. It's just hard to be verbose about why I like it at this point because... big boobs. I love Mia, I love the action, it's very plot driven and also has great characters. Still not a fan of this one female character we keep going back to, but I'm really excited about where it's gonna end up. It's already done like a really smart thing with the plot. I don't want to give it away, but like I can't hint at it without giving it away. If you've read the book, you know that at the beginning when Mercurio is at the library and it reveals something about book 1. I thought that was cool. I love when books do that. So I know it's gonna take me like a week to finish this, and I'd want to keep these to weekly reading vlogs. I feel like I don't need to rush through this book just to give you a final review, because you know I'm gonna say it's 5 stars and it was good. So that's it, period. Thank you for watching this video. I just realized I have 2 scrunchies on. Wow, oh my god. Anyway, I'll see you next time. Bye!